Jim, thank you for being back with us. And this next session is I grew up in France watching the Paris Dakar, and I remember when I was a kid watching those cars, they would drive actually from Paris all the way down to Marseille, take the boat and go to Africa. So we have two gentlemen joining us today, Pierre Lenfant and Adrien Lepin. And there's the new generation of the ISO group that organized that great race. So without any introduction, I think Pierre and Adrien are on. So Jim, we'll let you carry on.
Bonjour, gentlemen, and welcome to Industry Race Week for 2023. It's a privilege to have you on and to be able to talk to you both.
Hi, Jim. Thank you.
Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you.
This event has been run since 1978. It first really came to my attention in 1983 when Jackie Hicks won the Paris Dakar in the Porsche, and this event has gone through a very interesting life. Starting out as Francis just said, the Paris Dakar Rally. Now it is just called the Dakar. And it has moved from Africa to South America, and since 2020 has run in Saudi Arabia. This is really a challenging event. Tell us what for you guys is the biggest challenge.
Yes, first of all, Jim, thank you for invited us to this meeting. First time for us, so thank you all. As you said, the Dakar now have a very, very long history and is known as to be the most incredible and tough cross-country rally in the world. I think the most important ingredient is trying to renew year after year without changing everything. We have to keep the most important thing is to keep alive the challenge, the adventure. This is the DNA of our event, but now we have to think about the new reality of our world and creating a new challenge. And maybe we will have the opportunity to talk about this. But for sure, we have to make with our past and thinking about our future when we are creating every year the new route of the Dakar Rally.
Just to maybe complete what Pierre is saying, as you know, Dakar, the DNA of Rally Raid is discovering new areas, discovering new cultures, seeing new territories. So as you said, it all started from Paris to Dakar, discovering Africa, then moved to South America, and now in Saudi Arabia. So part of this is really, giving the opportunity for cross-country passionates to get to discover new territories. So yes, one of the biggest challenges is to renew. And as you know, competitors will go through 500, 600, 700 kilometers a day, and renewing this constantly year after year is challenging.
But you're an event organization that's used to logistical challenges. Certainly, you run the Tour de France, the Paris-Roubaix, Paris-Nice, just to name three of the unbelievably wonderful bicycle races that you run, golf events, and now the FIA Rally Raid World Championship. How many events do you foresee that championship growing to, given the size and magnitude that each of these events has?
Regarding the World Rally Raid Championship, so just to give you a bit of history, this championship was created in partnership with the FIA and the FIM, so the Federation of Cars and Automobiles and the one of Motorbikes, in order to give the opportunity for the Dakar Rally to be part of a World Championship, and also the opportunity for our clients who run on Dakar and manufacturers that are involved in cross-country to get other race opportunities to Dakar standards. So ASO are owner and organizers of the Dakar Rally, but promoter of the World Rally Raid Championship. We're promoter because we are the ones that organize the Dakar, and we have the best knowledge in terms of organizing an event that moves a lot and specialized in cross-country. So we have this knowledge. And so today we support organizers of cross-country races, rallies around the world that wish to be part of this World Rally Raid Championship. And we support them in delivering an event at the standards of Dakar. It's nothing as long and as challenging as Dakar, because we're speaking of 5-day races and not 12 days races like the Dakar. But the Dakar remains the main event of the championship. We can compare it to the WEC a bit with the 24 Hours of Le Mans. This is the main event, and the other events are an opportunity to compete in the championship, but competitors and clients think of Dakar and prepare for Dakar all year long. So that's the main goal. And today we're 5 events and during the year. I must say that as many championships, we have quite of a specificity. We don't have a limit of cars that can participate in the championship. So we don't have a limit on the grid. We're not around the circuit. So as many competitors that wish to participate, they have to register. Having not this limit, we obviously are also with teams have a limited budget. And so going around the world for 5 events is for now the limit of the logistics associated to the budget that teams are ready to put in, and also the time it takes to travel from one place to another. So for now, we're on 5 events. I believe that's where we're going to stay for at least 1 or 2 more seasons, and then we'll see how it progresses.
Well, every great racing series has to have a crown jewel, and certainly the Dakar is the crown jewel of the Rally Raid World Championship, as you say. A great comparison there to the World Endurance Championship, with Le Mans being the crown jewel of that series. You have, as you said, it is the FIA and the FIM, because your event is also unique in that it is not just for cars or for bikes. It has cars, trucks, bikes, quads, UTVs, and even classics. How do you manage all of that? Because there's many different automotive cultures that are coming together for this event. How is that managed?
About all the different categories, for sure, it always been in the history of the Dakar Rally. And if you remember the first edition, there only one overall classification with gathering all the categories, for sure. And actually, we have a lot of different categories and classification. But yes, it's a good job to think about the route, the itinerary, because we have to make this possible for all kind of category. Actually, we split it for the classic and for the modern, and we will see that maybe after during the conversation. But also for the new category for alternative energies. Yes, we have to make something new and different. But for the classic, we have trying to make something more consistent for them without too long kilometers per day, because we are covering I think 30 years of motorsports. So yes, we have to create something possible for all of them, from the small Citroën 2CV 50 horsepower to the big Pro Truck Ford with a big V8 big block inside. So we have to think about it for the classic. And that's why when we are making the recce of the itinerary, we have a dedicated team for that, with dedicated vehicles for that. And on the other part, we have the big part of the recces with 3 vehicles and a big truck to make the modern one with the 600 kilometers per day of off-road tracks.
Also keep in mind that the Dakar Classic has its own itinerary. So it has its own itinerary adapted to the vehicles, because obviously in the main rally, competitors are always asking for a longer, a tougher Dakar, and the cars and vehicles are going in that way. But the classics, bear in mind that as they have old vehicles, all before 2000, the year 2000, the itinerary is dedicated. They still do a lot of kilometers, but it's more of a, let's say a cruising rally than a tough rally. So they still have tough navigation. They can still get lost also, but it's an adapted track.
Be kind with the classic, Adrien. Be kind with them.
Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, the classic, yes. When we launch it on 2021 for the first edition, we don't want to use the principle of pure racing. So we put in place the system of regularity race, which is very appreciated from the competitors. And we have inside this regularity different category. And it's very, very comfortable for us to provide something adapted to each car inside the classic.
And also, what's magical about this event is that you end up in the middle of the desert on a giant bivouac with all different types of people. So you have the pros that are running for big manufacturing companies, but you also have the pure passionates with their old Citroën that participates in the Dakar Classic. You have the quad rider also that's doing the rally, and so all of those people and profiles get mixed together on the track and on the bivouac. So they help each other in case of any emergency during the rally, and so there's a real adventure that's shared commonly around the event, and that's also what makes the Dakar Rally that incredible.
It truly is a motorsports melting pot. Ben Holmquist must have read my mind, because one of the questions that I had for you was specifically for competitors, but he puts a little twist on it. And if you have questions, just text us or go to the chat, and you can ask questions. Submit questions through the chat for anyone that's out there listening. And Ben says, what kind of advice would you give to event managers when it comes to handling the complex logistics and scheduling personnel to create a premium experience? Because like you said, you want it to be new and fresh each year for the competitors. That really is your constituency, is the competitors. How do you, what kind of advice would you give anyone trying to put a big event together?
Well, in terms of logistics, I mean, it's always complex, and maybe we'll do a quick parallel to the World Rally Raid Championship, where we actually have a technical partner that really helps us and is dedicated to facilitate the worldwide logistics of the registered teams and competitors in the championship. When it comes more to the Dakar Rally and the logistics on the rally, I mean, it's hard to give good advice. I mean, the Dakar is such a big machine. We have dedicated teams that work all year long with this. We work with the host country also that facilitates on-ground logistics, but I mean, it's really it's a full-time job of a team of roughly 25 people, fully dedicated all year long to building a great event, plus extras that work more on demand and closer to the event.
Yeah, this indeed, it's very difficult to have some interesting advice for that, but the main thing is to have the perfect coordination of all the aspects, and that's why when Adrien said that we are 25 people during the year working on this event, this number grow up weeks after weeks, because for sure after the Dakar we remain 25 at the office, but actually we are more than let's say 100 people, and 1 week before the start of the rally, we are 300 people, and on the bivouac we are in the total 5,000 people traveling every day from bivouac to bivouac, for sure, including the competitors, etc. But yes, that's why with this huge number of people, you have to be sure of the coordination, and
it's coordination, communication, planning. We on Dakar, we have a general briefing every evening. There's a sports briefing for competitors, but also we give advice on logistics, on coordination, everything. We use a dedicated app also where we are able to post some guidelines, some informations, road books to go from one bivouac to the other one. Communication and planning is key for me.
Yes, and you have to know that when we built our process, we use a lot of military system, in fact, and in the organization we have a lot of people working in the past in the military, and we use their process because for sure there is no place for interpretation, and we have to make plan B, plan C for everything, because for sure all we have on the paper before leaving for the Dakar, when you will be on site, there will be every day new things appears, and you have to be ready for that.
One thing that has always intrigued me about this event, and you talk about the 25 full-time staff and how as you get closer to the event and actually running the event, how the staff and everything grows. You're dealing not only with the race teams, the manufacturers, the sponsors, but you're also dealing with governments. I mean, the event first moved to South America because there was unrest in Mauritania. And how do you manage that? I mean, perhaps you could offer up some ambassadorial services for the world in the current state we're in to try and settle some things. But certainly that has got to be a big part of what you have to deal with every year, and that is the world situation. How do you do that?
Yes, it is complicated. We work all year long with the host countries, the local federations. We're in contact regularly with them. We have teams that go meet them regularly, and they also come to Paris to meet us. So we work with local federations. So that's how we manage to host a rally in a certain country. In South America, we're working with a local team on site that actually lived there for a while, and helped us really with let's say the local relations, because you need somebody on site, and you need a good contact or a good team of contacts on site, because that's how it works, and to pass the information. Also, if you organize a rally in South America from France, well, yes, you will need to go there regularly, but you need some local presence.
We talked a little bit with Thomas Bloch from the CTM a few moments ago about how the motor industry is moving towards electric vehicles, sustainability. What kind of things does ASO and the Dakar have on the horizon that is going to help them meet the challenges of the sustainability issues and the environment issues that are particularly unique to your kind of event?
Yes, for sure. We already spoke about the Dakar Classic, but this is not the point. We talk about the past. So now, yes, it's time to talk about the future. And we just launched for the first edition for the next Dakar, the Mission 1000. But Adrien is in charge of this new category, so I let him speak about it.
Yes, so Mission 1000 is a new challenge that we are introducing to the Dakar. And ASO had the idea of creating this challenge today because we were, let's say, a bit today the technology is still uncertain. We don't really know in which direction we're going. There are plenty of ideas, and we are on one side having competitors and manufacturers that are asking for tougher Dakar, more kilometers, and today, technology doesn't follow. And so if we speak of 100% electric or hydrogen or even hybrid using a minimum of synthetic fuel, having those refueling or recharging spots or hydrogen refueling in the middle of the desert today, it's just not feasible and not possible. So Mission 1000 is a dedicated challenge to those new vehicles using alternative energies. So it's really mainly dedicated to 100% hydrogen or 100% electric and some hybrids. And Mission 1000, why? Because it's experienced 100 kilometers of Dakar every day for a total of 1,000 kilometers. So we have built a dedicated itinerary that goes through the same type of terrain you would find on the Dakar Rally, just for a shorter distance, roughly 100 kilometers, but benefiting from the same arrival as every stage of the Dakar Rally, because we also want them to arrive and to benefit from the media and the press we have in this area. So that's the purpose of the challenge. Today, for next Dakar, we have 10 vehicles registered. Some are privateers with, let's say, very advanced vehicles and new technology, but we also have a few manufacturers, and one of the biggest projects we have actually is called HEISS. HEISS is a conglomerate of Japanese manufacturers, Toyota, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Honda, that are working together for the future of mobility within hydrogen. And so they will be attending the first edition of Mission 1000 in January with 100% hydrogen SSV. We also have 6 bikes, 1 Chinese brand, 1 Italian brand, and 1 Spanish one, 100% electric bikes. So they will be also participating in the next Mission 1000 challenge. So very exciting. Let's call it a first step to bring those new energy and technologies within the Dakar. Dakar is motorsports. It's important to be a laboratory working for the future of mobility, and Mission 1000 today will be a good opportunity for those vehicles to showcase their technology and prove that it can test it and prove that it can go through 100 kilometers of Dakar route. So that's
we are exactly at the crossroads for the future, for the cross country. From one hand, we have the manufacturers more or less ready for that, but on the other hand, the technology is not ready to make an entire complete Dakar, and also the federation, like the FIA, is not completely ready, to be honest, with the regulation to accept these kinds of new cars, of new technology on a cross-country events. That's why we created as a challenge and not as a real race.
Well, and again, to the point of your event being a motorsports melting pot, when you can announce and you can hold up to the rest of the world that you actually have competing manufacturers working together on a goal that is unheard of, and you should be applauded for that, and all the best in the future in that endeavor. What does the rest of the 2024 event look like? The standard Dakar, if you will, above and beyond the challenge.
The, let's say, modern Dakar, not the classic one, is I think will be very, very interesting. We have 8,000 kilometers of rally, including like 5,000 kilometers of special stage. And this year we have launched a new concept, maybe not a new concept, but something new for the Dakar, called 48 hours chrono. I explained to you the spirit is based on maybe you remember the cannonball organized in the Egyptian country from Mr. Chrono, who was a crazy guy in the cross-country world. And for sure, we can't reinvent the cannonball, because if we do that, we will have the FIA and the FIM after us. So we try to make something close to the spirit. And for 2 days, we will have only one stage, about 600 kilometers of 100% of dunes. So imagine you are at the start of the stage with your car, and you are ready for more than 600 kilometers of dunes. And after from 5 p.m. you will have to stop at the first point of the organization you crossed. So we have we will put in place 8 different points to stop the car,
Brake zones,
called brake zone. And at this point, you will find only 2 cars of the organization, 1 medical car and 1 from the sports organization. And the organization will give you only 1 sleeping bag and 1 tent and 1 survival ration kit for the food. And you will be on your own at this point. No medical from your team.
no contact.
No contact, because there is no signal. No team manager, no motorhome, nothing. Just you, your car, and your sleeping bag for a night in the desert. And the next morning, the start will be done at 6:45 a.m. and you continue for the rest of the stage. So for sure, we will have, I think, a very good story on each brake zone, because we will have 1 team from Toyota completely cut off all the rest of his home team. He doesn't know where is the other one from the team, where is the team from Audi, if he is from Toyota, for example. So for the strategy, it will be very interesting to see what happens on site.
Outstanding, outstanding. Thank you for taking the time out of what has got to be a very busy schedule for you gentlemen, putting on this event and then overseeing and promoting the World Championship. We thank you for joining us here on Apartheid Industry Race Week.
It was a pleasure, and thank you again for inviting us.
Thank you.
Registering on Apartheid is easy. To start, click on the Join for Free button on the homepage. First, search your company to see if it's already in our database. If you see your company on the list, click on it to select it. Then, choose Claim Company if you are one of the decision makers, an owner, marketing person, or main company contact. Or choose Join Company if you are an employee, and press Continue. If you couldn't find your company in our database, select Register a New Company. On the following page, fill out your name, email, phone number, job title, and choose a secure password. If you chose Register a New Company, you'll need to choose your business type. Select Supplier if you're looking to display products or services and connect with buyers. Choose Racing Business if you're looking to source new parts and connect with suppliers. Choose Race Team if you own or are a member of a professional race team. Then, enter your company name. Please provide a website, Facebook page, or LinkedIn if you have one, and choose to either claim or join the company. You can view and agree to our terms of use here. If you'd like to receive our weekly newsletter, choose Accept. Finally, click Register Now and your registration will be submitted for approval. An email will be sent to your inbox. Please confirm your email address and you will be approved shortly. Welcome to ePartrade.